Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Harmony and I am a twin flame expert helping twin flames around the globe face fears, find freedom, and glow forward on fire. Welcome to my today's twin flame energy report, and I have been called to share with you about this powerful portal of energy that we're coming into through the Lion's Gate, where we're stepping into alignment with our truth, our authentic voice, and our authentic sacred self. And so I want to start by saying a little bit about kind of the overall picture, and then I will feel like I should kind of track back to get you on board with what's been happening and how we've led up to this portal, and also share with you what that means going forward and what it means for you, and give you some tips that you can use to your benefit to use this powerful energy in such a way that helps you step into your empowerment, helps you claim your identity, and helps you become that authentic self. Speak that authentic voice. Know your authentic truth and know it with conviction. And know that we can, identify the triggers of what we're clearing now, because this is a time of clearing the slate. It's a time of letting go of all of the things, the pieces, plugging the leaks that have been the little pieces holding us back from getting into the fullest alignment with our authentic truth and voice, basically ourselves, getting into alignment with source, which is trusting the process, getting into alignment with our purpose, which is clarifying our mission and understanding that our truest purpose is just to love. And then also getting into alignment with our beloved, our twin flame, our highest divine partner of this lifetime. And not just in the 5D that we're seeing, but pulling that and merging that to a place of 3D. And then also getting into alignment with all that is. This is where we are all one. This is being in alignment with your authentic version of yourself that came here to represent a piece of the collective that is coming into form and putting God into form and creating the anatomy of God here on earth, so we can change this old paradigms into the new templates, and that we can all go forward with peace, serenity, harmony, love, and enjoy this new earth that we have been promised, that has been coming for a long time. And so again, the Lion's Gate is the portal to the alignment of from 5D to 3D. Fifth dimensional energy and the energy realms, pulling that into the earth realms and the three-dimensional. So really this is also about taking our internal energy, our internal highest version of our vibration, and bringing that into our external reality. So a lot of people have been doing some of this inner work, but they haven't exactly changed their outer circumstances, their outer reality to match the internal vibration. And so this is a piece of what's happening now as we're going another deep and another dive through the next couple of months. So I want to backtrack, and I've said this in a couple of videos before, but I think it's important to take from a very high place the big overall picture of all of it from here and going forward. And I can't be more excited because I have some really cool things to share with you. So, and I do want to say something else too. So I want to thank everybody for your comments and your feedback. It has been just amazing. It's, it's what fuels my beacon. It's what keeps me producing. I have had a few requests for some specific videos on some details of a few things. And I went to guidance to try to pull that out and put that into form. And I was shown a different route. And the reason I want to say that is because it will make sense in this video. We're collapsing the mind. We don't have time for all the details that we used to hang on to. It's a manner of learning how to embrace what is and moving forward without hanging on to anything. And so this message that I'm presenting felt like from guidance, it's much higher view, up higher up that tree. The vision is a higher space. And not that there won't be details to support it, but we just don't need to hang on to all of them. So I was encouraged to present this energy report today to get everybody on board, and then to share with you a 5-part video series that I'm going to be putting together that's going to help you really relate and understand how to get in this alignment with your authentic self, and to teach you what alignment means, and then some really cool things that I have coming. So I'll share that in a minute. But so I want to now go ahead and share kind of like what's been leading up to this Lion's Gate of 2017 that is on August 8th of every year. It is a portal of energy. It's a time frame, and when you look at the cosmic universal new year, this is like a new year on the cosmic plane. And as we do that, it's like a starting an opening portal of new energy, new alignments. And it's this year, I'm being shown as the portal and the gateway to the alignment of bringing from 5D energy into 3D reality. And so it's such a big thing that I was shown that I need to, you know, get this out there like ASAP, urgent. So, all right, so I had made a video that was also about the gateway of the solstice being the gateway to bringing it into form, which was kind of a prelude to this, and that is exactly what was happening during that summer solstice. But this particular message of not just bringing it into form, it's sort of the how to bring it into form, I guess I should say, how to get in alignment, what to get in alignment with, and what bringing it into form actually means. And like I said, from the 5th dimensional energy to the 3rd dimensional reality. So taking a step back for a second to get you on board with this big picture, we had the Ascension started on December 21st of 2012. And that was at the time frame that the Mayan calendar ended, which was technically the ending of the old ways, the old beliefs, and the old way of doing things. We had a series of powerful, powerful events that came through a 4-year transition through December 21st of 2012 through December 21st of 2016. We had the tetrad of the blood moons. That was doing a lot of soul clearing, going back in time to release things. We had the Lion's Gate, one of the most powerful ones, of August 8th of 2015, which made it an 888 year, which was a portal to step into alignment with the first wave of twin flames to come in and really pull this and anchor this energy out. Was like a portal to bring that into physical alignment and in the 3D. And then we had that also, part of that was anchoring the energy, and also anchoring the energy in such a way that the earth plane itself had done the downloads and upgrades to the new 5th dimensional energy and the grid points of the earth plane, creating the new earth that we have talked about. And since then, what's happening is that 5th dimensional energy, higher vibrational energy, has been shifting and propelling everyone, activating them through this ascension process. Twin flame or not, we're all going up in vibration. We're all going up in consciousness. We're all awakening to a higher plane of truth and our purpose and our understanding of what it is we came here, and seeking a desire to feel more heartfelt rather than the mind aspect, which all of this is about, collapsing the mind and shifting into the new paradigms of the new earth heart language and the new earth love language that we're to now ground into this new earth, going forward with love, peace, harmony, and joy, and experiencing that in our reality and sharing that with others. And so coming then, you know, into, like I said, December 21st of 2016, there was this 4-year transition of what was happening with clearing the karmic patterns and purging all the karma collectively as a whole throughout that 4-year span. Then when we went into January of 2017, it was a new year, a new cycle, a 1 year. Okay, so it's like we started the whole process over, and now it was sort of like we've released the old ways, the old patterns, coming in to implement the new templates that we have been shown to bring forth into the world and to share. And we were doing another like transitional phase of another dive between January of this year and of 2017 and the spring equinox of 2017, to go just a little deeper to clear some of the deepest portions within ourselves. And then we were to then go forward through April and May, upgrading into the new templates, the new light codes, the new ways of doing things. And we had some shifts in the North Node into Leo in May 10th, and that marked, like from a standpoint, that marked the new beginning on May 10th of 2017. And that new beginning now has been unfolding. But we also have to bring it into form. So that's where we've done, up to that point, we've done a lot of fifth dimensional energy work. We've worked on the higher self a lot. We've been expanding that best version of ourselves. But now we have to bring that into the physical earth and bring it out within us and create our internal vibration into the external reality. That is what this transit is that's going on now. So that is what is happening, that started on when I said the gateway of the bringing it into form was the summer solstice. And that is where we open that portal of energy coming in now and implementing the new templates. And that has been happening up through now. We're coming into the beginning of July here, and we're about to have a full moon in Cancer. And so I'm not Cancer, I'm sorry, it's Capricorn, a full moon in Capricorn coming up here on July 8th and 9th, depending upon your time frame, here in 2017. And so what this is about now is a quest for status. It is about also a need for security. So, you know, we're trying to now step into the empowerment. We're trying to create and identify who we are. And stepping into that empowerment means being balanced with your divine masculine and your divine feminine energies. And now it's taking a look at like plugging the leaks and what is not being fully authentically expressed within yourself. What is the authentic self? And this is where it's time to clear the slate. And so if anybody has still been feeling these negative low vibrational energies and they have not made their external reality match their internal vibration, this is a time that this is being forced to happen and to shift. So the more you, wherever you are, the more you need to change, the greater you're going to feel this shift. Meaning if you've been procrastinating and you have not been changing your physical reality, and you've been sitting on the fence knowing you should, this is the time that you're going to be jumping off the fence. It can be quite intense, but it will be very impactful. So like if you've been feeling limited, if you've been feeling stuck in any area, if you've been targeted by others with envy or jealousy, if you've been following rules of others, or rules of others been placed on you, this is in beliefs of others, this is the time it's like, no, what is your authentic truth? Who is your authentic self? And what is your authentic voice? And it's time to get a kick in the rear to get anything done that has been being procrastinated on, that has not been being put into action. So that's another way to put this, is it's time to implement things into action now. Not just know it, it's time to act upon it. And that's what we're being asked to do, is act upon it during this portal, leading up through this full moon on July 8th, taking a look, like I said, at ourselves and being able to get that quest for our status, really. That's kind of what I'm saying. But do it with security and confidence. And that's what this alignment of the Capricorn full moon is mixed with the sun being in Cancer, and the mixture of those two is creating this kind of impactful moment of the quest for truth and stability. And so now we have coming up then in July 21st, 22nd, that combination of time frame, the new moon that's going to be in Leo. This is about awakening our truth. This is about putting into motion. This is also in this time frame, and this new moon is going to be about creating and opening a portal to the new earth heart language. So it's almost like in the full moon coming up here in Capricorn, we're starting to look at the mind portions and collapse those mental thoughts and the details I was talking about. At the same time, coming up in the new moon at the end of July 21st, 2017, we're opening the heart. And then what that's going to do then is, as we come into, it's like the precursor to the full moon in Aquarius August 7th and the Lion's Gate on August 8th. The full moon in Aquarius is I know. Okay, and that's what I'm saying here. I know. I don't no longer question. Like, I don't no longer wonder. I know this is the truth. I know this is who I am. I know my authentic self. I know my authentic truth, and I know my authentic voice. And now it's time to put that into action. And I've been saying this for myself. You've probably heard me in another video. My throat chakra, see, even for me, I'm being tested in this in a bigger and broader way. Some things that I've been, I wouldn't even really call 100% procrastination, but it is when you get down to the bottom of it. But it's kind of questioning and wondering, how do I go forward in a different, a new and broader way, even with a message that I know that I'm here to share. And so I've been tested in some ways that has caused my throat chakra to be open. In fact, over the weekend, I had some pictures taken, and you could see this huge nebula that even had the voice vibrations across the nebula coming straight out of my throat chakra. My throat chakra is still expanding. My voice is still changing. I talked to a friend a couple weeks ago, and she said, your voice, like the sound and the tone, is not even the same. So we're talking this kind of physical change in the body. And this is happening to all of our chakras, and this can hit us anywhere it's affecting us as our individual self needing to get moving forward. And I know mine is my authentic voice for sure. And I think that, we've all been leading up to the communication aspect of that through this, because, that's what, even the summer solstice with the Gemini had to do with a lot of communication. And that's when this kind of started. And collectively as a whole, we were all being forced to be able to communicate on a more effective way in all of our relationships and with ourselves. So now, in the portal of the Lion's Gate, and we're creating this, opening this heart compass is what I call it. It's what's going to be our truth to direct us going forward, not our mind. So, we're talking about letting go of the mind, and that can create some mind mapping that is about collapsing, and reframing our thought processes from those negative belief systems into the new template and new ways of thinking. But to do that, this alignment, again, I'm going to repeat this again, it's in alignment with self, coming into alignment with self. So these are all happening in this portal energy of alignment. So you're coming into alignment with self. You're learning your own authentic truth. You're learning to speak your own authentic voice. And I know what this is. Okay? That is part of that Aquarius, I know. Aquarius full moon on August 7th. Then we're coming into alignment with Source, where we can trust that process. We're coming into alignment with purpose, where we can merge on the 3D with our mission and clarify what that mission is, because so many people are not familiar with exactly what the purpose is. And I'm going to be doing a video series on these coming up. They'll be the next set of videos I do, and it will include 5 parts of each one. So each one being each one of these sections we're coming into alignment with. So alignment with self, source, purpose, our beloved, our twin, and we're going to see a huge merger of twins coming into the 3D, not just the 5D, and I'm going to talk about that in a second, and also merger with all that is and all that we came here to experience and to be a portion of the collective, bringing God's energy into full formation and being a collectively part and piece of the puzzle of the anatomy of God, and being here on earth to share that and collaborate with others in a very harmonious way. And so now, then we also, moving through August 21st, we have the eclipse coming, and then also the new moon in Leo, which is all about what I said, shifting to the heart-centered and being, you know, in the feel aspect of this. And in this eclipse, then, we're ramping up to the eclipse through the portal of energy I was talking about with the Lion's Gate. And then in this eclipse, anything that needs to be left to be released will be another dive to release that so we can shift harmoniously into the empowerment of the heart space, the heart center, and change the remainder of our internal vibration into our external reality. And if you, like I was saying, this will be some intense shifts if you've been procrastinating. Otherwise, it's time to embrace the journey. And everybody is at different levels at this, and everybody, twin flame or not, will be feeling this. Then as we move in through September 19th is a new moon of Virgo. And then, you know, with the Virgo, it's kind of like, I am here to heal this. I am here to put like any touches, finishing touches on this truth that we're taking out into the world. I'm being shown then kind of around that time, but I was given a date of September 22nd is the date that three-dimensional mergers of all of this, all these things we're aligning with the self, the source, the purpose, the beloved, and all it is, are coming into form, all of those. But I'm feeling and seeing, being shown that a lot of three-dimensional mergers are going to be taking place at twin flames from September 22nd of 2015 all the way through the December 21st of 2017. And that would also be around that new moon energy that we have in Sagittarius, which is being the seeker of that love. And in between there, we have a huge, huge portal for this third dimensional energy of physical reunion of twin flames. And that is the 11/11 date. And that is also time, that's going to be the gateway to 3D alignment. And that is going to be the gateway to getting in the glow with all that is. That is also a time that it's time to also recalibrate and be in this authentic self, and having put those things into action so that they are becoming a reality. And one of the things that I'm super excited about, not only, you know, I'm really excited about this 5-video series I'm going to be doing, helping you understand some very specific things to get you aligned in this, to get yourself in alignment with your self, your source, your purpose, your twin, and also all it is. But I've been shown, and this is where basically, you know, I said kind of the same thing from not going forward and getting a kick in the rear, is I have been being shown personally and had a few kicks in the rear, and I'm going to explain to you what those are. I'm going to show you how you can recalibrate that and making yourself a trigger list that you can let go of. I'm going to tell you that in a second. But I want to tell you what this did for me, going through some of this already, doing some of this pre-work and already feeling it, is that I have been, with this voice I'm talking about, I keep being nudged to get bigger, to go larger. And with, you know, my book, Twin Flame Codebreaker, having come out, that's a big, you know, authentic voice. And it kind of launched my soul, and it went out to the stratosphere and has an agenda all of its own. At the same token, that was a little bit fifth dimensional. And now to anchor that energy into the 3D, I had started to put together, and I still will continue this. I'm not sure when the timing of this will come into place, but I had started to put into form a group coaching program that I was to implement. It was going to be on May 10th, and it had a lot to do with self-love, and the self-love being key to getting in alignment with all of these pieces. And then I knew that because it felt rushed and it didn't feel like the right timing, that it was time to take a step back for me to experience that self-love and stand in my own empowerment. And that in doing so, you know, it took and shifted me into some pieces that I didn't even realize that I had already created the content for part 2 of my book series, and was closing out the content for part 3 of my book series. And I didn't even know that. And it just unfolded as I kind of woke up to it. But I did take the step back and do the self-love, which is how, you know, it authentically unfolded. I surrendered it. I didn't try to push it like I could have, and that would have been my old ways. But then now to bring that into form, what I'm being shown, because I'd also had the idea of doing a intensive, like a weekend intensive and a workshop in order to teach these principles. But I just, you know, wasn't sure when, the right timing, how to go forward, those types of things. And now I have been shown very clearly that I'm to get off the pot, basically, and get out there and anchor this energy into form. And so now the weekend of 11/11, which is of November 11th, I'm going to be here in the gateway of St. Louis, the heart chakra of the United States. I'm going to be doing a kickoff tour that is bringing a gateway to an alignment and getting into alignment with these things and doing an all-intensive workshop for a weekend. And so it's got to be super exciting, and I'm super excited for it. Now that I accepted it and said yes, and the angels and the guides are just having a party up there because they've been trying to like nudge me for a little while on this. And through 2017, 2018, St. Louis will be my kickoff tour. I do know that I'll be sharing a lot more details with that. Also, I do know that I will be hosting and facilitating also at some point in San Francisco, also in London. And so if this is something that is of interest to you, be sure to message me, notify me, get on the list, or pay attention, because it will unfold and I'll be sharing more details. But I'm so excited about it. So I just want you to realize, for me, this is my get off the pot, put it in action, time to go forward with our new things, our new way. And this is my own authentic truth, my own authentic message, my own authentic mission, and it's bringing it into form. And this is, I'm giving you that as an example of this so you can understand part of what I'm saying. Now I want to share with you how I kind of like partly came up with that and what I went through to get that, so you can also pay attention to that and recalibrate, because this recalibration time, or making a recalibration list and listing your triggers in this time frame of what is setting you off, what is still there to be let go of, what do you still need to work on, and making a list of those things. So for me, my external reality for the most part had already been shifted, already been changed. I've already done that. I just had not went forward with my biggest voice yet, like I was being nudged to do. And so I've been in circumstances lately that have been triggers that have been mirroring back to me. And I had 5 pretty intense ones that were people and situations that had created reflections of me. And so one of them was, you know, there was a lot of different pieces to this, but the bottom line is they all of them kind of had a piece of needing validation for themselves, all had strong wills, all had some walls up because they weren't necessarily even ready to hear what I have to present or I have to say. And at the same time, I'm coming out with this bigger voice. And so one of them was really boiled down to some judgment, okay? And it felt like it was being judgment of me, okay? But if that's the case, in the mirror reflection of that, that means I was still having some self-judgment that needed to be let go of. And therefore, that meant that I need validation of my truth, and that I could step out of that into my authentic voice without lack of self-judgment. And so this is the mirror of fact coming from the triggers of outside sources reflecting to me. And when we can see it that way, we can shift it. The second one was a really big aspect of that person setting some what they assume was loving boundaries. But the situation, the circumstances was much deeper than that as to how it was reflecting in what it was helping me with. And so I knew that it was not necessarily a loving boundary, it was more of a wall. But at the same time as this wall is being put up to me, I'm coming out with no walls, no boundaries. And that conflict and that created, you know, this harmony of, you know, a relationship. And so then it was about stepping back and saying, okay, I need to express myself, and you need your boundaries. So then it's about creating a separation, no different than in a twin flame dynamic. And me being authentically enough to step into my own empowerment and to realize that I needed to express myself, and therefore I couldn't accept certain boundaries that were creating restriction upon me of being able to do that. The third situation was comparison. Also coming from this need of validation, also being a strong-willed person, also not being receptive of like some of my principles, thoughts, beliefs. So in that, again, what it really taught me in this particular situation was to learn how to be silent when needed to be silent, learn how to be expressive when not needed. All right. And when and that actually was the big component out of all of it. Because in a fourth situation had to do with the person not being able to receive what I had to offer in the situation as well. Therefore, I had to learn to be very humble. I had to learn to, you know, it's not even always what you say, it's what's being said. And the way it came back was a very, in a way that was taken kind of personal, and that was, you know, created a lashback to me. So I had to then learn how to be humble, be open, just like they weren't being open. If I ran from that, I wasn't open. So I had to stay open in order to create humbleness and kill with kindness, and to be able to accept them for where they were, and to understand that it was okay. They just weren't ready for themselves what I had to offer. And that's okay. So when it got to the end of the day, what it did for me was all of those things. So that reflected back to me, every one of them, what do I need to work on? These are very deep things. Seeing another piece of the self-judgment, another piece of the comparison between things that was also, you know, learning when to let go of not having to just be silent, and learning how to express myself in spite of rules, okay, that I could step out of the rules. And then the same kind of scenario coming in and being able to be open even if somebody's not, but to also do it in a way that's very humble, and that you don't at that moment have to like force anything that your beliefs onto anyone, because it's your truth and they have their own truth. And what's right for everyone is right for them at the moment, and they have to go through wherever they're at. And then also, in addition to that, some things with the twin came through in the same time frame. And that was me. I knew I had let go. I knew I'd done all the work, all the pieces. And there were some scenarios that created another third-dimensional interaction that allowed me to realize I had been owning his part of this contract. I'd let go of him. Everything was unconditional, but I had been owning a piece of the contract. There were some things reflecting back to me that I was taking on for him that he needed to feel. He needed to be in himself, and that I can't rescue him from that. And I still knew that, but I was still taking it on. And I had to step back into my own empowerment, and also to realize that even though I've never saw myself as codependent, there was a really small piece within our dynamic that had made me codependent on him for over 20 years. And I had to step out of that situation and decide I would no longer allow myself to be codependent on him for that particular need. And I had to step outside of that to get that need from somewhere else. And so these things that I'm talking about is my recalibration list for this time frame. That I list these things out. And because I looked at it and I knew there was a mirror reflection and what in me within these circumstances still need to be healed. And as I did that, then I was able to see those lessons, clarify my authentic self, speak my authentic truth, and to realize that's ultimately what it all was about and why the voice was like causing all this throat chakra trauma. And then I also realized through the past life, I had a past life that came through unexpectedly in the last 3 weeks that was part of the final pieces of me being able to express myself. And it had to do with the persecution of being who you are. And that's been another block for me going out in a bigger way, because in the past persecutions of multiple persecutions that I have had, it's been about me not being able to speak my authentic voice and being persecuted if I did. And to put those things to rest. And above all, it boils down to self-forgiveness for these things. It really does. Because when you can forgive yourself for these situations and what they reflect back to you, you can forgive the person. And so what I had done was I'd been working on the Huna. I'd done a card about the Hawaiian Huna for the Ho'oponopono a while back in one of my videos I had done. So I'd been working on this. Then I was at a workshop over the weekend and they were using this. And then it was in one of my meditations, actually just today again. So it's all validation of what I've been working on. And the the Ho'oponopono, I don't even know if I'm saying it right, honestly, because I don't speak Hawaiian, but I'm not laughing at it. It's just that with the voice coming out, even if I was saying it right, it probably wouldn't sound right. But the Ho'oponopono prayer, and really what it is you can take these triggers I'm talking about, and let's talk about the judgment, the self-judgment, and you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, I'm sorry. I forgive you. Thank you for the awareness, and I love you. I'm sorry. I forgive you. Thank you for the awareness, and I love you. And you do that until you release those energies and you shift the vibration of that trigger. And if it takes more than one time, it takes more than one time. But you go through each of your triggers and you work on yourself and you heal yourself, and you will heal those things with the others. And this is where a lot has to take place with twin flame dynamics of the forgiveness all the way back to Atlantis. Because there's so much unforgiveness of the twin flame, which is ultimately meaning you have to forgive yourself. If you forgive your twin flame, you have to forgive yourself, and forgiving yourself is forgiving your twin flame. And so it's time to forgive. It's time to take action. It's time to take these things forward. It's time to shift through this portal of alignment and do and bring and manifest and bring into physical form everything you came here to experience. And it could not be more of an exciting time. It could be scary, but I want you to know on the other side of it, you will shine. You will get in the glow. You're going to glow forward on fire. So getting in alignment is glowing, getting in the glow so you can glow forward on fire. And I want to say one more thing before I close. This is going to affect everyone in different ways based on your sign, based on what you're going through, based on all of what your lessons and your triggers are. Okay? But first of all, I challenge everyone to take advantage of this powerful, powerful time. Because if you don't take advantage of this powerful time and use this amplified energy to burst through this breakthrough and bring this into form and in alignment with your authentic self, your authentic source, your authentic connection to your purpose and your beloved and all it is, then you are going to be missing the boat, because at the end of this year, the easy way home closes. We will have a transition between January 2018 through the equinox of 2018 in March. of a transitional phase through this process. But calm and going forward after the equinox and the spring of next year, us that have taken this leap of faith and have stepped into our authentic self and our authentic truth and putting it into reality and going forward with these things, we will be the foundation of the new template of the new earth for the new world going forward. Okay, so we are changing history here. You're part of it. How exciting is that? Seriously, it really is exciting when you can see it that way. Don't look at it as a curse. Embrace this with enthusiasm and excitement. Just make the shift and decide to change and say yes to this process. Because it's going to be beautiful. We're changing the world here, people. We are changing the world. Embrace it. Love it. Love yourself. And love everyone involved in it. Because we're bringing God into form here. Whew. Wow. So, I challenge you to take the shift into alignment with your authentic voice and share the shine and glow forward on fire. So, thank you for watching. I will put a link at the bottom for, I know I've had a lot of people that's been really enjoying my 11-part video series that parallels my book, Twin Flame Codebreaker. And if you've not got that, it's very powerful. It will help give you the foundation of the basics no matter where you're at in order to get on board with what it is you came here to do. And so I'll put a link to that, below here. But I want to thank you. I want to thank you for being here on this journey with me. I want to thank you for your comments. I want to thank you for signing up with this divine mission with me. So be sure to like, comment, share the shine, and make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for the 5-part video series that will be coming. When they're done, I'll post a link to them on here once they're done. But stay tuned for those. Also, stay tuned for the Gateway to Alignment coming weekend of 11/11 here in the Heart Chakra of St. Louis. I'm so excited to be bringing it into form and being in full alignment with my authentic self. And thank you for helping be a part of that with me. So much love. Many blessings. May you always face fears, find freedom, and glow forward on fire. Namaste.